Hi class, good day. Welcome to another topic for discussion in basic accounting. Today's topic is all about accounting for merchandising related to merchandise inventory under perpetual and periodic system. Game? Game. By the way, what is a merchandise inventory? These are goods, again, purchased by the business with the intention of reselling it on markup. Ulitin lang natin, no? Na ang merchandise inventory daw ay goods na binili ng business para ibenta, para kumita ang business afterwards. Tama? Now, sa pag-account ng inventory, may dalawang method na ginagamit. And these are perpetual and periodic inventory system. Pag sinabi nating perpetual inventory system, from the word itself, perpetual, meaning never-ending, continuous, tama? May continuous tracking of inventory balances. Pag may additional purchase, i-update. Pag nabawasan yung inventory because of sales, i-update. Any transactions that will affect the inventory balances, i-updated agad kasi continuously tracked and recorded yung mga inventory. Sa ibang sabi updated yung records in real time. Kung gusto mong malaman ilan yung nabiling inventory, ilan yung nabentang inventory, at ilang inventory na lang natitira, agad-agad masasagot yan kasi nga, continuous yung tracking. Okay? Now, pag sinabi namang periodic inventory system, from the word itself, periodic, nakadepende on period basis. Kahit sabihin nating regular, pero still may gap. No? And to determine magkano man yung nabenta at natitirang inventory, need pa na magkaroon ng tinatawag na physical inventory count. To determine lang kung ilan lang talaga yung natitirang inventory ng business. Okay? Just to add, perpetual inventory system is normally used for slow-moving but high-value items. Example niyan yung mga nagbebenta ng kotse, mga furnitures, mga appliances, yan. Okay? While yung periodic inventory system is normally used for fast-moving but small value items. Tulad syempre ng mga items na nakikita natin sa grocery, mga office supplies, mga gamot, at any items na consumable. Okay? Now, to deeply distinguish the two methods, let's have illustration. Okay? As you can see, on January 1, purchase merchandise on account 1 million, terms 210 and 30 FOB shipping point, freight charge of 4,000 is paid. Okay? So, hindi na natin masyadong i-check yung yung computation dito. Tama naman lahat yan. Ang gusto lang nating i-distinguish yung manner ng pag-record between the perpetual and periodic inventory system. And under periodic inventory system, lahat ng entrada dyan na-discuss na natin during our first video related dun sa merchandising transactions, sales and purchase na topic. Okay? So, halos lahat ng entry dyan, na-meet na natin under periodic inventory system. Unlike perpetual, ang bago lang dito kasi sa perpetual, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, any movement pagdating sa inventory, updated agad. So, for that, any transactions affecting the merchandise inventory balance, directly nire-record sa merchandise inventory account. Okay? As you can see, nung nag-purchase, sa periodic, okay tayo dyan. No? Sa perpetual, since nag-purchase yan, madadagdagan ng inventory. So, ang dinebit niya, merchandise inventory account. Okay? Yung related freight, para mapunta yung inventory dun sa premise ng business, kasi siya nag-purchase, dinebit din as merchandise inventory, under merchandise inventory account. Okay? So, on January 7, just to continue, return damaged merchandise to supplier costing 100,000. So, sa periodic, alam na natin yan, no? As you can see. Pagdating sa perpetual, since nagbalik tayo ng merchandise na binili natin coming from supplier, binawasan natin. Okay? Hindi natin na-record as purchase return. Binawasan natin agad-agad yung inventory. As you notice, we credit the merchandise inventory amounting to 100,000. So, Next is January 10, paid the supplier in full. Okay? Under perpetual, same pa rin, pero the difference is, of course, any movement affecting the merchandise inventory balances, updated agad, recorded agad under that. Okay? So, dito kasi sa January 10, nung binayaran natin, since terms niyan, it will give the business 2% if the account is being paid or was paid within 10 days from the date of purchase. January 1 yan, Then, nagbayad ang business dito, per this illustration, January 10. So, pasok na pasok. That's why, meron tayong discount. As you can see, pagdating sa periodic inventory system, may credit kang purchase discount na 18,000. Sa perpetual, bababawas din yung 18,000 but not under the account of purchase discount. Instead, merchandise inventory account. Okay? On January 14, sold merchandise on account costing 900,000 for 1,800,000. Terms 310 and 30. FOB destination, freight prepaid, freight charges paid is 3,000. So, periodic system, yan yung natutunan natin last time. Pagdating sa perpetual, halos same naman, except for one entry. Ito, since nagbenta tayo, mababawasan ang merchandise inventory account natin. That's why naka-credit siya from here. Credit 900,000. Anong kaakibat niya? Magre-recognize tayo ngayon ng expense na tinatawag natin cost of goods sold. So, this account is good for any merchandise inventory that was sold. So, ito yung kaakibat na expense dyan pag nakapagbenta na tayo ng merchandise inventory. So, dinedebit natin yan kasi this is an expense account, and to show in the journal entry na meron na bawas na yung merchandise inventory, we credit. Okay? Unlike sa periodic, pag may benta, ang nire-record lang natin is yung sales. Walang effect pagdating sa merchandise inventory, walang entry rather pagdating sa merchandise inventory and cost of goods sold. Okay? So, next is, let's see. Okay, ito siya. Next will be, yan. Okay. Next will be January 16. This time naman, receive returned wrong order from customer, 100,000. That is sold for 200,000. So, nagbalik si customer. Tama? So, since nagbalik, may sales return tayong tinatawag. Bawas sa sales and bawas din sa accounts receivable. And those are consistent with both, for both inventory method, perpetual and periodic. Pero, pagdating sa perpetual, may nadagdag lang. Since nagbalik yung customer ng inventory na benta natin sa kanya before, tama lang na mag-recognize tayo ng inventory na debit for this. So, 100,000 daw kasi yung cost . So, cost yung ilalagay natin . Take note of that. Palaging cost ang nilalagay natin to affect the inventory account or merchandise inventory account. Since bumalik, madadagdagan ng merchandise inventory. That's why we debit. And yung corresponding credit niya is cost of goods sold. Kasi nga, dati ni-recognize natin as gastos yan. As cost ng pagbenta natin. Pero since bumalik yan, dapat bawasan lang din natin yung cost na yon. And that's why we credit under this journal entry. Okay? On January 24, collected in full the account from customer. So, basically, may sales discount kasi nung nakapagbenta tayo nito, dated January 14 yon. Okay? And within, anong days ba yon? Okay, tingnan natin . Ayun. As you notice, nabenta yan January 14, tama ba? So, okay tayo dyan. Balikan lang natin yung kanina. So, nakapagbenta tayo dyan, walang problema, January 14. Pagdating dito, okay, January 24, ayan, nakapag-kolekta na from customer. That's why we debit cash and credit the accounts receivable. Since pasok naman sa discount period, we give the sales discount. Okay? So, as you notice, walang pinagkaiba. Okay? Walang pinagkaiba yung entry. Kasi definitely, it will not affect the merchandise. It will not affect the merchandise inventory balance or merchandise inventory balance. Okay? So, on the last transaction, on January 31, physical inventory count on hand was 1,000 units costing, it should be, the physical inventory count on hand was 10,000. It should be 10,000 units, no? So, mali lang yan. Costing 8.6 each. So, 10,000 units yan, Okay? Mali lang yung pagkalagay. So, 10,000 units, goods on hand, times 8.6 each, no? That will give you 86,000. So, merchandise inventory end, 86,000. Okay? Under periodic, no? Ito yung bago sa periodic inventory system. We debit the merchandise inventory end, 86,000, and we credit income and expense summary account, 86,000. So, tatandaan lang muna natin yan for the meantime. So, dito kasi sa periodic, no, required na magkaroon ng inventory count. Okay? Kasi that's the only time na madedetermine natin magkano talaga yung balance ng merchandise inventory. Okay? On hand, yung natitira. Kapag nagkaroon ng inventory count, dun lang natin nalalaman. And that will give us also the idea or the time na ma-determine din kung magkano na yung nabenta nating goods. Okay? Pero from this journal entry, hindi natin madidistinguish yun kung magkano talaga yung nabenta nating merchandise inventory. Okay? Kasi ang nirecord lang natin for this entry is magkano yung natira. That's why yung dinebit natin, merchandise inventory, ending balance, 86,000. Okay? Ito yung halaga ng mga inventory natira as of January 31. 10,000 units to, again class times 8.6. That's how you arrive at 86,000 pesos. Okay? Income and expense summary account ang credit natin. Now, pagdating sa perpetual, no entry. Bakit? Kasi nga, for perpetual method, updated naman ang inventory balance, no? And this is consistent, no, sa ginawa nating mga journal entries. Dinedebit, kinikredit natin ang merchandise inventory account for every increases and decreases para doon. Okay? So that's why hindi na natin kailangan i-record pa, no, kung magkano yung natitira. Kasi nga recorded na siya, updated na siya every time. Okay? The same with the cost of goods sold. Hindi na rin kailangan. Okay? Kasi na-record na rin natin siya previously. Okay? Now, kung sa periodic inventory system, at the time na magkaroon ng inventory count, doon lang natin na lalaman ang merchandise inventory on hand, no? Amount of the merchandise inventory on hand. Pagdating sa perpetual inventory, as is natin, real time natin nalalaman, no? Though madagdag ko lang sa perpetual, kahit hindi required ang physical inventory count, is kahit paano, no, under perpetual inventory system, nagkakaroon pa rin ng inventory count just to check whether accurate nga yung actual na natitira na inventory versus dun sa balance na recorded sa books ng company. Okay? So, okay tayo dyan. Now, sa perpetual method, may cost of goods sold ka anytime na kailangan mo information, mabibigay sa'yo, and the inventory balance anytime na hingin, mabibigay mo or mabibigay sa'yo yung balance. Unlike sa periodic inventory system, kapag nagkaroon lang ng inventory count, ulitin natin, dun lang marirecognize kung magkano talaga natitira, yung amount ng natitirang inventory on hand. And ang problema mo, yung cost of goods sold. Under periodic inventory system, hindi mo malalaman kasi wala namang cost of goods sold na entry tayo na nakita for periodic inventory system. Okay? That's why meron tayong tinatawag na formula to get the cost of goods sold under periodic inventory system. At ito yun. Ayan. So, formula to get the cost of goods sold under periodic inventory system, we have beginning inventory, add net purchase. Okay, ang net purchase dyan, ito, 886,000. Paano nag-a-arrive dyan sa net purchase na yan? We have the purchase, okay, add freight in, then you have the total purchase or total goods available for sale, less any purchase return to, mali lang yung sulat, less purchase discount. That's how you arrive at net purchase. A total purchase yan. Net purchase rather. So, it should be total purchase here, not total goods available for sale, like what I've said kanina. So, that's how you get the net purchase, 886,000. Take note, this example is just a starting month, So, first month pa lang to ng operation. That's why yung beginning inventory balance natin, 0. So, pero supposedly, in the next coming period, pag February na, whatever is the ending balance on the January, beginning balance yan ng February. And so on and so forth, ganun mangyayari for the next months. Okay? So, nagkataon lang January kasi to, that's why inventory balance natin, 0. And for illustration, first operation to first year of operation. So, that's why 0 yan. Okay? So, 0 plus 886 as the net purchase, it will give you total goods available for sale as 886,000. Less ending inventory. So, mali lang yung sulat. Ending inventory, 86,000. Yun yung kanina, di ba? Yung recognize nating entrada under periodic inventory system, 86,000. Ito yung 10,000 units times 8.6 each. So, total goods available for sale, 886,000 minus 86,000. That's how you arrive at cost of goods sold, 800,000. Okay? So, under each method, whether perpetual and periodic inventory system, the amount of the inventory balance on hand and the cost of goods sold amount will always be the same. Okay? Kahit anong method, parehas dapat ang inventory balance and cost of goods sold. Okay? So, bilang patunay itong 800,000, kailangan lang nating ipakita with regards dun sa journal entries under perpetual method. So, pakita lang natin. Okay, 800,000 siya. So, pakita lang natin. Yan. Okay. So, tinan nyo. So, as you notice, on January 14, may entry tayong debit cost of goods sold, 900,000. So, tandaan yan. Under perpetual yan. Okay? That's a debit. And pagdating nung January, anong date ba yun? Yun. Pagdating ng January 16, kasi may binalik na 100,000 cost ng merchandise inventory, binawasan natin yung cost of goods sold, amounting also to 100,000. So, 900,000 kanina, less 100,000 ngayon, that will give you 800,000 cost of goods sold under perpetual inventory system. And that is the same with the cost of goods sold under periodic inventory system by using the formula, this formula. Okay? So, refresh lang tayo. Again, as you notice, under perpetual inventory system, any increase and decrease in inventory is recorded in the merchandise inventory account. While under periodic method, respective accounts were used, such as purchase, purchase return, purchase discount, sales, and sales return for any decrease or increase in inventory. And additional, Under perpetual system, there are recorded entries for cost of goods sold, for sales or sales return transactions. While under periodic inventory system, there's no entry. Tama? And when it comes to actual count of inventory under perpetual system, there was no entry made. No? Kasi nga, automatic updated siya. Okay? And under periodic inventory system, of course, may journal entry. Okay? Now, additional is, regardless of method, no, it will give you the same inventory ending balance and same amount for cost of goods sold. Okay? So, that's it. That is the difference between the perpetual inventory system and the periodic inventory system.